Hey guys, Mr. and Mrs. Flashback here for our week video. You just saw our weekend. We finally broke our little couple streak curse of not being able to make goal. We still didn't make goal.
We didn't break it, actually.
No, we didn't break it, but we were so close, which is so much better than it's been. And then today, starting off on Monday, Monday is generally our
slower day during the Monday through Thursday period.
Did pretty good today, so.
If you're new, this is Linda. I am Cameron. We're going to show you our sales from our online platforms like eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, Depop. We buy items at garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, and sell them online for a profit. You're going to see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday sales. So Linda will go the numbers first. Then we'll show you Mondays, and stay tuned. You'll see Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and see how we do.
So we had 6 sales, which I know it doesn't sound like we made gold, but we did, because 2 of them were really high dollar. So 6 sales on our main platform, eBay, for just over $460.
Pretty good. Let's get into it. Not a lot of quantity, but...
No, you're going to see the low dollar items first. First up, we have this Walt Disney's Uncle Remus Stories. It's a vintage 1947 Disney giant golden library book.
Damaged spine.
Yeah, it doesn't have the fancy spine on there with the gold part.
It's in rough shape.
It is, but it's still sold for 30 and some change. It is one of those ones that if you can find it, it is worth some money.
Yes, I got in a big box of books.
Yes, and then one of those reasons because it has Song of the South in there. So.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah, that one's no bueno anymore.
You can't do that.
Nope. Next up, Contra Shattered Soldier for PS2, sold for $15 shipped.
A little sticker there we gotta get off. There we go.
So in case you need to know how to remove tape from plastic things, that's how you do it.
Contra was $2 at a garage sale.
Sold for $15 shipped.
And then
Hurt on Blu-ray with Emily Vaughn and Ray Andrew in there. Or Emily Vaughn, Ray Andrew. Emily Vaughn.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Emily Vaughn and Ray Andrew.
Doesn't say.
I don't know. But that is out of our Salvation Army online auctions Blu-ray buy, which we think they're all like from a library. And so they're like, yeah, they took them out there because it's got like the codes on the side so you can find them. Yep. But that's all for 16 and some change. And
we spent like 30 something on all the Blu-rays, and we keep selling them for 10, 12, 15, 20 bucks, just depends. So it was a good deal. Slow but good.
Next two are what put us in the money. This is a rare Miken?
I think it's Miken, but I'm not sure.
Miken MV1 SPM VMU 3428 Super Max Serial softball bat. It is not in the prettiest condition. It's dirty. We might be able to wipe it down and some of that will come off.
Yeah, I'll probably magic eraser it as best I can again just to make sure, but it is a used bat for sure.
Yeah. It is still in the pink tape. The pink tape isn't horrible, but somebody will need to redo it. But other than that, it doesn't have a lot of dings. It still does the little pop sound. And
it's definitely like, I mean, if you're buying this bat, like I would use it like as a practice bat or just to mess around with it because it is still kind of not in the best shape. But still, I think I paid $5 or $10 at a garage sale.
And you can find one even better condition. You'll get more than we did, and we got 108. Yeah, so
that was pretty good.
Next up, we have a vintage St. George amplifier. You guys have seen this bad boy before, but it came back because the guy said it doesn't work, and he opened it, or like, well, no duh, it's from the 60s.
Well, it's also sold for parts.
If it still worked, that would be a miracle. But
he said it didn't.
You guys have seen that guy before, right there.
He said, "Oh, it didn't work. I want to return it." And it's like, well, I knew that. That's why it was listed, you fool. But we had free return. They should have done no returns on that one. But anyways.
It did we did have it for I think around like $330 or $350, and it's just been up there for a while. And somebody came through and I think they did $175. Yeah, and so then we counted at $225, and they took it. And luckily they're in LA, so shipping is not going to be bad on us, and that's why we took that.
It was also free.
Yeah,
so it was given to us.
So $225 on that bad boy. Then last but not least, another low dollar sale at the very end of at the very beginning of where we want golf clubs to be. There's a Cleveland Tour Action regular shaft. I'm going to assume that means $588. It's a gap wedge, and that did sell for $35 shipped.
Came out of a box or a bag of Cleveland golf clubs that were $40 for all of them. So the one set I think is worth 100 and something, and then we have all these other parts.
It does look like somebody left it in the rain or something, though.
It's actually still got some life left, and it's a gap wedge. So people lose these ones all the time.
Yeah. So that is $35, which is where you want to be at the bottom because the boxes cost a lot of money now for those.
It's like
long
$2
ones.
a box, maybe around there, depending on where you buy them from. Maybe a little bit more.
Shipping will be maybe average $10.50 or so. So
yeah, it could be a little bit more too, depending on if it's going to like a rural area for UPS or FedEx. We've had that happen a couple times. So.
Oh, New York.
Yeah, lovely.
Favorite.
So we try to sell them. We used to be about 30, but we're about $35 is our goal. We'll sell some at 30 if they go on sale or whatever, and that's just to get rid of them. But if we're selling an average like little golf club, we're hoping for at least 35. Leave some room to make some money. Plus, if I pay 5 or less, plus the shipping, we can do okay. So anything better, that is always good. So that's all we got. We'll be back in a second though with what sells on Tuesday. Back with sales for
Tuesday.
How do we do?
Not good. Not like yesterday.
Yesterday was good. Today was not so good.
No. So,
started off kind of good, but it slowed down really.
Yeah, it did. We came in at 9 sales on our main platform, eBay, for just over $290.
It's not horrible though.
No.
I've had worse. Let's get into it though. The first item is very interesting.
So you guys, this is what it is. First thing is just that. It is a Kenmore Progressive vacuum powered nozzle head. You guys have seen this bad boy before because we sold it before to the buyer, and we told you the buyer bought it. Turned out it was just the wiring in his vacuum, so he said, sorry, didn't need it, send it back. These things, not cheap to ship. So send it there, free shipping. Send it back, free shipping. There you go, cuts into the profits. Then he bought the hose for that. We're like,
Same
okay,
vacuum.
Okay, fine.
Hose.
Same vacuum, bought the hose, okay, fine. Then he comes back yesterday and says, hey, how's it going? Can I buy it again? And I said to him, you gonna return it like last time? Because you cost us money, bud. And he said, no, I returned it prematurely. I won't send it back this time. I said, okay. Here's the item. You can buy it again. But if it comes back, we're going to deny the return. So, it is going out. Paid $70 free shipping to this buyer.
And he's
we may
far
make
away too.
$4 after all the different shipping back and forth.
Yeah, kind of frustrating. He didn't just keep it the first time, and then he could have bought the hose or bought them both at the same time, and then would have really saved us on shipping. So every once in a while, when you're selling parts for items like vacuums, kitchen parts, you will get returns because people, not like this, but just in general, people buy the wrong part or something like that. That's the only downside to that type of item. Just like if you're selling clothes, you're going to get returns sometimes for size or shoes or whatever. So definitely some risk there, but again, we still made plenty of money in the vacuum. I'm happy to see it go. Hopefully we won't hear from this guy again.
Be nice. Then Cameron picked up a bunch of Cisco Taiwan hand-painted ornaments. He's got like one of those shoebox, the plastic shoe boxes full, and like that. And then we're just lotting them out in different sets. So this one is 2 sleds and 2 buckets for $13.50 shipped.
Yes, I think I paid $10 for the whole box. So once they all sell, it'll be good. But it's kind of a random thing to buy.
For real, especially that kind of stuff right now. But next we sold one of our genuine apple mices.
Wait.
Mouses. What?
Why does it say custom label 7?
I'm not sure. I thought that meant like there's 7 of them or something, but I don't know.
That's weird.
But maybe you meant to put their 7 quantity.
Yeah. Who knows what I did? I messed up somehow.
But so that's one of those wired mices. The white one sold for $17 and some change. They're kind of new, kind of used kind of vibe because they're new with some of the packaging on them. But at the same time, the wires are very dingy and stuff. So
I think just from like storage or like being in a garage or something. So Linda cleans it. I list them
just
as
take an alcohol wipe and just
I list them as used though.
Wipe up the wire so it looks nicer.
So, but they've sold. We spent $40 on like 30 of them or something like that. I don't know how many. We sold a bunch. We're already in the profit. So.
Then out of our car parts, a 10-pack of these genuine Nissan trim cover clips. These sell really good, guys, for some reason. But it's because everyone breaks them because they're plastic.
Yeah.
Plastic pieces on cars.
Well, if you're fixing your own car and you don't want to go to the shop, you need some new clips. I think a lot of people that are buying our stuff are probably people.
Well, because they bought them a 10-pack for $16 shipped, right?
Yeah, I'm
you
sure
go to the dealership, they're going to charge them $200 for
or the mechanic's going to charge you a lot to just put these back in. So I think a lot of people are buying these, doing their own repairs. But just so you guys know, how much does this sell for?
16.
I spent $35 on a whole bucket, a box full of car parts. We've sold a bunch of, if you've been paying attention. We've sold over $700 in profit off the $35, and we still have a bucket, half a bucket left.
Big bucket.
So it's probably going to be $1,000 maybe in sales, maybe more than that, $1,200 when it's all said and done. Our profit, which is crazy for a $35 random garage sale.
And there's so many pieces, and they're easy to store because there's like a billion of them in there, but they don't take much room. Take up much room.
And some only sell for $10, $12, but for me, I list them. We'll make $5 on the order, $4 on the order, but we have a bunch of different stuff. Some we have multi-quantity on, so that's been good too. It's been a really great buy.
Next up.
This is one I'm happy to get rid of. We had offers in this one for a while.
Yeah, this is Baseball Superstars and Legends, the Revolutionary Comics. They're from the 90s.
Actually, two different sets because one's a little bit bigger than the other. So.
One of them has Aaron Bench in it, I guess. So
Ted Williams might be here. I don't know.
But anyways, I don't know.
They came in a big bundle a long time ago.
They sold for? That pack sold for just under $40 ship.
That was I was happy with that.
Then on Salvation Army Online Auctions, Cameron's buy of jerseys. This is an NBA Steph Curry Golden State Warriors number 30 jersey, size large. Sold for $20 shipped.
I had a couple of these ones. Hopefully that's the right one. I don't remember. It looks like the right one.
Yeah, everything checks out as far as size and tags and all that.
Okay. Yeah, the Steph Curry jerseys don't sell that well. They're pretty common, but yeah.
Next up, off of a black Nintendo Switch, Joy. So the smaller one. These are the wrist straps.
Joy-Con. That's what these are called. The Joy-Con wristlets. They're not. It's not. There's not a Switch called the Joy.
Isn't there a Joy? The smaller one.
No, I think these are the Joy-Con. These are called Joy-Con wristlets, I think.
Joystick controllers.
Yeah.
Wristlets, joystick controllers.
Yeah, I don't think it's called the Joy. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it is.
I thought it had a different name.
There's a Switch and a Switch Lite. Right. Maybe another Switch by now too, but yeah.
You know what is the Joy? Is the Cricket. The mini.
That would make sense. Joy. So I think these are called Joy-Con controllers.
As in joystick controller.
Wristlets.
Wristlets.
Because they go on your wrist.
That's a 2-pack sold for 9 and some change.
Not a whole lot.
Then from our old buy of chess stuff.
Long ago.
This is the World Chess Championship book. It's got Kasparov in it.
From 85.
Russian 85.
Chess Championship, I guess, from then.
Hardcover book sold for $27.
That was like 50 something, like an offer of 27. It's been up for years. We're not going to deny an offer like that. It's more like just get it out of here.
No, we made a lot of money on the chess book.
$60 back in the day, Facebook Marketplace. 6 boxes full of chess books. We probably made, I don't know, $600, $700, $800. Who knows?
Yeah.
You sold some on Amazon. I sold some in lots. I sold some individually. It was a great deal.
Yeah. Last but not least, one of our Wood Owl Ultra Smooth Tri-Cut Auger mitts. This is the 7/8 one. Sold for $17.
We probably only have maybe 1 or 2 more of these.
I don't even know if there's one.
Well, that might be it then. I had like 10 of those for $3 a piece, so they all did pretty well.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
That's all we have. We'll be back in a second with what sells on Wednesday. We didn't make goal, but hopefully we'll do better tomorrow. Back with sales for Wednesday. How did we do?
Our number was high, but our actual item count was not high. This is another one of those ones where we got saved because there's 2 in here that are.
There's a couple sales that are pretty big. 2 that are big.
2 that are really big, and then
some solids. 3 that are actually pretty because this one.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Probably 3 really solid sales. Some other ones. It's a good day overall.
Our probably average sale price because of those 3 is probably like $90 or something dollars. So
that's some pretty cool stuff. This is definitely the day there's a lot of interesting sales and stuff that you probably want to keep an eye out for. So, what were the total numbers though?
We had 9 sales across 2 platforms for just under $720.
There you go. She got it. Had to do some mental math.
Yes.
First item, Linda coordinated this deal.
Yeah, so out of our Salvation Army Online Auctions jersey buy, there's another one of those. This is the San Francisco Giants Buster Posey, number 28. It's the Majestic jersey in black, size 2XL. So each of these, he's about... No,
I think we said it was $7 each or so. I thought we did the math.
We had to do the math on it, so it was like $7 a piece.
She's asking me, I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah,
I think we did it one time. It was $7 or some change, something.
Yeah, like so about $7 each, which is really good. And then a lot of these have been selling. I would say between the probably 9 that have sold, the average sale price is probably like
40s.
40, 45.
We sold some for like 30, 25, 22, and then we sold this puppy and a couple other ones for more money. And I knew there were going to be some that were smaller. Some of them are youth jerseys that went for 25. We sold a Steph Curry one, I think this week, for 20. Has some stains on it, but this one is a good one, and it sold for?
This one sold for $80 plus buyer paid shipping on Mercari.
So they probably paid about $90 or so for this. Great deal. We're already in the profit about $100 and something, and we spent $130 on everything. This just adds to it. Plus, we have more jerseys to go, and we have one more, I believe, that's over $100 that's listed. So that was cool. Linda according to that deal, so that was good.
And then we go over to eBay. We started off with this one early in the morning. This is a set of 25 R.L. Stine Goosebumps books, paperback. They're actually in really good condition because none of those spines have the lines through them, which is surprising because most Goosebumps you find have multiple lines where people have used them and opened them and bent the spines and everything, and these ones are in really good condition.
Oops. They have a little sticker. I have to take these off because they're from the library. I didn't take them off before, so. And
by library, he means our library's used bookstore.
Stole them, actually. Walked in there and said, "These are mine, guys. We need to make some money." They actually charged us 50 cents per. I think I got a little bit of percentage off because we are
members of our library's guild. So we are supporters of the library. It's called Friends.
Is that what it's called?
Friends of the Library, and we support our local library because it's our local one. It's been there for as long as I can remember. And so all the books that they find that maybe they have copies of already, maybe too many copies of, they put in their youth bookstore, or it's donations that come in.
Donations too,
we support them by buying at the used bookstore and by being members. And then by being members, we get a discount on the stuff we buy. It's like we get 50% off for like the first Saturday of the month, and then 15% every 10%. Other time. 10% every time.
Yeah.
So, and we do that yearly. They have a membership for a lifetime, but
I haven't paid it just in case we're to move or something like that. But it's $15 per year, which is nothing. I just paid for mine last time I was there. So there's 25 of these. I added one book that we had lying around that I got somewhere. So we spent $12 on the books, and they sold for?
They sold for $50 for
I think I probably underpriced them a little because they sold like within a couple hours. I was looking at comps, but I probably could have gone more because mine are in like really, really good shape.
They are.
But either way, we'll still make money on that deal. Happy, and I love supporting the library and buying stuff from them.
So. Yeah, whoever had those, I feel like they just sat on the shelf because they don't have any spine damage. So.
And I walked in the library. There's a kids section in the little bookstore right away when I get there, and I look and I'm like, usually I don't find much there. I usually find stuff in the other sections, but I saw Goosebumps. I'm like, I just was pulling them out of everywhere I could find. So it was a really good deal. Next up,
Dark Sun Riders Seeds of Evolution on cassette, sold for 10 and some change.
Old cassette we've had listed, but it sold.
Then Ghidorah, the Three-Headed Monsters on DVD. It is the Toho Master Collection, the Kaijus, which is including Godzilla.
Yeah.
And that one did sell for $27 shipped, and we picked that up at our local Angel View.
Paid $3. Cool story on this. Our son Zane likes Godzilla. I asked him if he knew what Ghidorah was, and he goes, "Oh yeah, that's the little girl with the blue monkey who goes exploring." So if you know what he was talking about, he's talking about Dora the Explorer, not Ghidorah or whatever. So it was funny because he thought he knew, and he's only 6.
Called it out, he knew.
He's like, yeah, he was confident.
Solid,
so.
yep.
I liked his answer better anyways.
Next up, you guys have seen these before, rarely. These are the stick bots. They're safari pets, and they're the ones that you get, and then either there's an app or there's an online something. You scan them, and they join your little thing. So we sold them in lots of 3 with the colors, so they get a blue elephant, rhino, and lion on this one. And then there's also I think it's a hippo.
Yeah, there's one.
I think
more.
There's
4
animals.
I
want to say it's a hippo. Yeah. But there's 4 in total, and then each in different colors.
Yeah.
We've got red, green, and blue.
And we had gray.
And gray, there you go. But this is the blue set, sold for 13 and some change.
I paid 10 for all of them. They're not worth a whole lot. We probably make $5 or $6 each time. They've sold for higher too, but usually we're probably making that much, and we sold a bunch of different sets. So
yeah,
I would not buy them again. Way too slow.
Next up, this is a book set to look out for.
Actually, 2 sets.
2 sets technically. This is the Folio Society, Empires of the Ancient Near East, and Empires of the early Latin America.
Look at they look just like real detailed. They're super nice. I will say the box sets had some moisture damage, but the books were in great shape. I don't know how it worked out that way, But like I pulled all the books out, they're in great shape. These were 2 sets at a garage sale, kind of more like an estate sale almost, but I talked about the story. Went there was this guy buying a bunch of stuff. He's a reseller, and he was grabbing like teak wood stuff. I saw these from literally walking up the driveway. I saw them at the corner of the furthest table. I knew what they were. I was like, those are Folio Society.
These
Walked
look
up.
real good.
She goes, I want $1 a book. So $7 for these. I knew it was a set. We've sold Folio Society before. I sold one the other day for I think $70 last time, and then I sold and went to Florida. We got like $50 for that. Usually you'll just find a book and it'll be inside a little cardboard sleeve, and you'll see Folio Society on it. Definitely something to keep an eye out for. Everyone I've ever found has been worth money. Again, $7 into this set, and it's sold for?
It sold for $270.
That's pretty cool for $7. So definitely worth looking out for if you're at estate sales or a book sale. If you see Folio Society, even a book without the sleeve will still sell.
Yes. Next up, one of our Callaway hats, new with the stickers, sold for 22.5 shipped.
$5 into that one. We only have 2 or 3 more Callaways and 4 more Travis Matthews from that brand new hat bar.
Then an Adams IdeaTech V3 Hybrid pitching wedge, sold for $38 shipped.
This one was, I think, $2 or $2.50 at a garage sale. We got 2 of them. So
nice. And last but not least, you guys have seen this bad boy before. It went out one time to a guy, and then he said, oh, I actually bought 2 of these, so I'm just going to return yours. Yeah. We said, gee, thanks.
He didn't open it, though. Like, it's wrapped the way.
Why can't you return the other guys?
Yeah, it's wrapped the way I had it, so.
But yeah, so it is an LGB Lehman G-Steam locomotive. It's the Too Big electric train from 2020. And that one did sell for $160.
We bought the whole set for $80. We sold the cars for $40 a piece. We sold some figures from there, and we sold something else from the Transformer was not there, it didn't work, and then we sold that. And I sold the track separately. So
the Transformer you dropped?
No, that was a different one. One time I dropped the Transformer. It was worth about $80, and I dropped it, and it broke, and it sold.
You tried to blame me.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did, because I scared you.
You did. Now that I remember. And I dropped it. And they ended up selling it for like $30 or $28 for parts. So you can blame Linda for that. I actually did not eat that week to save money for what we lost. So she punished me. Anyways, if you're buying big train sets by Lionel, LGB, Bachmann, different ones, whether it's G-scale or not, a lot of times I found parting the train set out works better to make more money.
People like to increase
their set. By the way, this came with its own box, which I sold for $40 locally.
Yeah.
Someone came to my house and picked up the G-scale. It's a huge box.
They wanted just the box because of the styrofoam and everything. And styrofoam was actually in really good condition.
The whole box was great. Because I parted out, there was no use for the box for me to sell. I put it on there and said $40 plus shipping. A guy goes, I'm going to have my coworker. He sent his coworker to come down, pick it up, and he goes, yeah, I guess I'm picking up a box. And I was like, yeah, here it is, buddy. I scanned his little code thing and or whatever. Boom.
I really do suggest doing eBay local pickup if somebody messages you and says, hey, I'm local, because it's actually really easy. You change it to local pickup because it doesn't let you add it as a selection, I guess. It's kind of difficult, but once you like edit it and get it to local pickup, person buys it on eBay, so you don't have to worry about exchanging money in hand. You don't have to do Zelle, you don't have to do Cash App, you don't have to do cash in hand. They buy it through eBay, so it's protected. And then they get a code, little QR code, and you get a scanner. And so you hit, instead of put shipping label, you hit scan pickup code. You scan it, it goes, okay, purchase done. And then actually with local pickup, there is no refunds, there is no returns.
No, once they scan.
Once it's scanned, it's done.
And they can actually give you a code too. If they don't want to scan their phone, they can provide you the code. We had one guy he printed out the code.
Because it was for his buddy. It was the one for the buddy.
And I typed the code in. Yeah, that's what it was. And I typed the code in, and then boom, it said completed, and he was happy. So yeah, we've sold golf clubs. We sold some trains that way. We sold the box. There was something else though we sold. You did 2 of them.
Yeah, I can't remember what else I did.
But yeah, obviously better selling it on Facebook Marketplace for free, no fees, because you still have to pay fees locally.
Yeah, you do have to pay fees.
But if you have an item, especially something bulkier, you know what I mean, and someone's like, hey, I'll come pick that up locally, it's like, hey, go for it. And for us, that box probably wasn't going to sell, and it would have been a pain to ship it. So that was a cool one. That's all we got for today. We do have one more day to show you guys. Hopefully we'll have some killer stuff but today was probably the day of the week, I think. There's some cool stuff here. Really good stuff you should look out. Probably aside from stick bots.
Yeah, don't pick up.
You don't probably pick up everything else here. It's probably worth your time. So that's all we got. Be back with sales for Thursday. How do we do?
We had 10 sales. Our main platform, eBay, for just under $290.
Kind of a slower day. It's okay. We had a good day yesterday, so let's get into it.
Yeah. First up, Salvador on DVD with James Woods. Silver 10 and some change.
Yep.
Then Nintendo 3DS XL Operation Manual in the quick start thing.
With the sealed AR cards, whatever those are. This came, I spent $30 on a bunch of stuff for my main source. He's like, I'm going to throw these away unless you want them. I'm like, I'll take them. We always sell manuals. $15 sold within a couple days. So it's pretty cool.
And that sold for $15.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Took her job for a little bit there.
Then, not this best-selling brand, but still sells, a Magnavox.
This one is a good
seller.
seller.
No, it is. This is parts. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a Magnavox DVD VCR combo. It's the 4-head VHS recorder. This one is for parts and repair because it don't work.
I messed around with it a lot. I could not get the VCR to work at all, and the DVD player was having some issues too every once in a while. It wasn't ejecting the disc, so spent $5 on it. Came with the remote, which I'm selling by itself. I think I'm selling that for $20 or $25, and then this sold for parts for
$48 shipped.
probably will cost around $16, $18 to ship it. So we'll still make some money on that. Oh, it's going local. It's going to probably somebody who can fix it, or use it for parts.
Next up, we have a vintage retired Mikasa Blue Daisies stoneware sugar dish.
You can't really see, but this is the pattern that started it all for our
there it is, guys.
This is the pattern. I spent $25 on a whole table full of this set at the garage. So I was like, oh, that stuff sells well. And I'm like, I bet they want too much. And I said, well, if I'll just ask. And if it's a good price, I'll buy it. If it's like $25. And she goes back, she goes, my mom said she wants $25 for the whole table. And I was like, done. And then that started my whole venture into selling plates and dinnerware. Sleepy Magoo over here.
Sorry, guys. I've been up the past 2 days, like, super early, and it hasn't been working for me.
What she really means is she's been up at a normal hour like the rest of the humans out there that do stuff.
Problem is I don't go to bed at a normal hour.
Right,
so
she's too busy scrolling.
Yeah, pretty much. But that one sold for $30 shipped.
But that's a really good selling set. Those pieces moved for us pretty well.
The Blue Daisies is nice. Then the Jazz 100 buy, we got Donald Byrd Mustang, sold for $25 shipped.
If you see these Blue Note CDs, the discs, these ones sell pretty well. A lot of them, not all of them sell, but a lot of them sell pretty well for us.
Next up, we got this pair of SAS tripod comfort shoes. These are men's 13. They're the black leather, made in the USA. So for $60 shipped.
I paid $5 for 2 pairs of those, so that was a very good deal.
Then Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer number 4, Plague of Knives, sold for $27.
This one has water damage. You can kind of see. I have the set of 4 as well without water damage, listed for like 100 and something. This is the best volume in there, the 4th one, but that's still sold.
Then out of our car parts, a Nissan knob switch for the front seat slide, sold for $12 shipped. Then one of our Callaway hats sold one just yesterday. Here's another one, sold for $22.
And we only have 1 left. Thought we had 3 left, but we sold 1, so now we only have 1 more of those left.
Then Christmas is in full swing, guys. Hallmark Light and Motion Village, the Express Christmas train ornament from 1986, and that one did sell for $20.
I had 4 of these are like the original Light and Motion ones. They have much newer ones now, but I had 4 of them, and I'm like, these are going to go great. They go for about $20 to $25 each, depending on which one, but 3 of them were broken. They plugged, 2 of them had lights go on, but the item didn't, like the little object didn't move. One was like a little guy supposed to be sawing something, I think, and then one was something else, and then one makes just a horrible noise. So I was hoping it was a really good buy, but only one of them ended up working. So I spent $20 in the whole box with some other ornaments and stuff, so we'll still make money on it, but could have done a lot better if they all worked. So that's all we have. Oh, and the Goosebumps we sold yesterday, found out if you ever see Give Yourself Goosebumps, there's a certain style. The reason those sold so fast, there's 3 books and they're worth about $60. So we still shipped it out because they got the deal. Linda just wiped her eye boogers on me, which is disgusting. I feel just really gross right now. But anyways, yeah, Give Yourself Goosebumps. There's 2 different kinds. One of them doesn't sell well, but I had 3 of the ones that do. So we actually lost potential money on that. We still made money versus what we paid, but that was why they sold so fast. And yeah, definitely, we still shipped it out. So they got a good deal. They sniped it, but something to keep an eye out for. So that's all we got. We'll be back in the next video with what sells this weekend. Bye-bye.